my hair. Hello everybody out there in BookTube land. My name is Matt, and I think this will probably be my last video of this year. I just wanted to do a reading wrap-up for December. I read 7 books this year, or not this year, this month, and yeah, I just wanted to let you know a little bit about what I read. I want to preface this by just letting you know that, of course, my thoughts on these books are just that. They're my thoughts. They're just my opinions. I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. So I just want to let you know what I read and maybe a few thoughts about them. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first book that I finished in December is a classic. It is The Canterbury Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer. It's from the 14th century, and my history with this book kind of goes back all the way back to my high school days. I remember my senior year, our whole English class had to memorize a few stanzas from, God, I can't remember which tale it was, but our teacher gave us like 2 weeks or something, maybe about 2 weeks to memorize like 2 or 3 stanzas from this book. And I mean, I did it. It was one of the first things that I've ever like memorized. I mean, I can't remember it now. That's like, oh God, like 15, 20 years ago now. So I can't remember it, but yeah, this was something. It took me a while to finish this. I read this mainly by listening to audiobooks, 2 different audiobooks. I had to wait through my library system to get them. I didn't want to actually. I know there's several different translations, but I don't know. I don't think I could actually focus on like just reading it without any sort of audible narration. And I was surprised by some of the book. My suggestion would be not to try to read this all in one like chunk. I would try to like spread it out maybe throughout the year, like do a tale, 1 or 2 tales a month or something, because there's a few in here that are very boring, and they're well known for being boring. Let's see. I'm just looking at the Wikipedia here. One of the more well-known boring parts is the tale of Mellowby, and that one is pretty much a husband and his wife. I think they're, I don't know, Lord and Lady or something. His daughter, I believe it's her daughter, gets beat up, and he wants revenge against the people that like beat her. So, and it's pretty much just him and his wife arguing about how he should take revenge on these people that dishonored his daughter. And yeah, the wife keeps on like quoting Solomon. I think it's Solomon, and Solomon says blah 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 blah. And it's like, oh, I don't care, and I think it was, I don't know. Anyway, it was a very boring part. And also the Parson's Tale, the last tale, is pretty boring as well. Just pretty much like a like preacher preaching at you, like, don't do this, it's against God's will if you do this, and it gets very boring and repetitive after a while, and but I mean, there are a few. I liked the more bawdy tales, I guess, with like sex in it, and there's one, I believe it's the Summoner's Tale, where this friar, he's kind of a fraud, and I think it's like Sir Thomas or someone. He's like, oh yeah, I got your money. I got a donation for you, and he's like, it's under my tunic here. Why don't you reach up there and grab it? And this friar, he like reaches up the dude's pant leg, and just as he's getting to his ass, he like lets out like a huge fart, and the friar is like all offended. And I mean, there is some humor in this, which I was surprised, but yeah, I would suggest maybe taking this book very slowly. It's quite much if you like try to like power through it, but there are some gems in this book. I'm not going to tell anyone to like not read like any book. So I think every book has some sort of merit, and just read whatever. But yeah, this book had its ups and downs, but overall I'm glad I read it. All right, the next book that I finished this year, I don't even know why I picked this one up. I think I mainly picked it up because it was available through my library and it was pretty short. So I was like, hey, what the hell? So I read The Mountain Is You by Brianna Weist or Wiest or Wiest, probably Wiest or Weist. Well, it's called, the full title is The Mountain Is You, Transforming Self-Sabotage into Self-Mastery. And I don't know really why I picked this up, because this is very much a self-help book. And I'm not a big fan of self-help books. I think self-help authors are pretty much the modern day version of snake oil salesmen, and I'd kind of lump them in with like cult leaders and like Ponzi scheme people, like pyramid scheme people. They're just out there to like sell you something, and in this case it's selling her book. And for me, I'm not saying all self-help books are horrible, but this one, for me, for a self-help book, for it to work for me, I have to respect the author. And for most self-help books, I do not really respect any of them. This was like pretty much any other self-help book. I must say I'm in the minority in this opinion about this book. A lot of people got a lot from it, but to me, she's espouting other things that other self-help people have said. She graduated college with a degree in English. There's really no like psychology backgrounds or anything like that, no medical degree, no science to back up what she's putting out, which is most of the self-help industry. It's just some person spouting their opinion and hoping that you'll buy it. And yeah, I actually Googled Brianna Wiest, and my God, she's like stepped off the cover of Vogue or something. Like every picture of her is like she's gorgeous. But I was shocked. I was like, wow, was she trying to sell her Instagram image, or like, I guess this is part of her selling books, is looking beautiful and like fashionable, and I don't know, I just couldn't respect that. And I mean, if self-help books, I'm not yucking, I'm trying not to yuck your yum here, this is just me, but I got nothing from this book, and I guess I really didn't even need it. I'm more about the whole, like, being inspired by something. I would more like to read a book about someone that I respect. Like, I'm big into comics, so I like Charles Schultz, and his life is more inspiring to me than some self-help book trying to tell me to wake up at 5 o'clock every morning or something like that. So, yeah, I read it, couldn't finish it fast enough, but yeah, if you want to, go ahead. Just wasn't my thing. All right, and the next book I finished this month, I'm not going to talk that much about this one since I did do a review and I've talked about it in other videos, was The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I believe it's from 2015. It's historical fiction. It's set in Nazi-occupied France during World War II. It's about two sisters trying to survive the war in their own way. One settles in at home, stays at her home in France, and she has to be housed with a Nazi soldier is housed with her, and she has to survive that type of thing. And then her other sister, her younger sister, is with the resistance in France, and she helps fallen soldiers in France return to their army units. And it's one of the best books that I've read this year. It's a very emotional story, and if you don't feel like you have to cry at some point in the book, I'd say you're a robot. But yeah, it's a great book. I recommend it, and yeah, I don't know what else to say that I haven't said before. So I recommend this book very highly. Another book that I finished in December, it's another nonfiction book. It seems like December was the month of nonfiction, but this was a John Green book, actually from this year. Everything is Tuberculosis, the History and Persistence of Our Deadliest Infection. And as the title says, I mean, it's pretty much about tuberculosis, the history, along with talking about the history of tuberculosis and how it became such a big thing in the U.S. It became really rampant in the U.S., but then they found a cure for it, and it declined in the U.S., but to today, it is still a pretty rampant killer in poorer, like, third world countries. I believe John went to Sierra Leone and met a boy who had tuberculosis, and it's a hospital in Sierra Leone. He met with this boy, Henry, and they struck up a relationship. And Henry actually was cured from tuberculosis, and they are actually still friends. And yeah, has emotional parts. John does a good job at going through the history of the tuberculosis epidemic, and yeah, it's interesting. I have read a few of his other books, Turtles All the Way Down, and the big one, The Fault in Our Stars. That's the one I was trying to think of. This was his first nonfiction book. Well, the first nonfiction book that I have read from him, and I thought it was good. Like I said, it's a shorter book, and I enjoyed it. I think if you like John Green, I think you'll like this one as well. Okay, another nonfiction book that I read this year was The Omnivore's Dilemma, A Natural History of Four Meals by Michael Pollan. I actually read the kids version of this, or young adult version. I don't really know what the differences are. So this one talked a lot about how our food is basically based on corn. Like humans now live a pretty much corn-based meal. Everything is corn-fed now, and yeah, it's kind of disgusting, and it made me want to eat better. Throughout the book, he kind of goes through meals that he prepares. Like, he starts off with like fast food, which is horrible, and then he kind of gradually goes into more healthy food, which he kind of goes into the extreme. Like, towards the end, he wants to have a meal where he totally like forages for his food, and which is very not realistic for the average person. But I think the book is pretty eye-opening. It'll definitely make you want to be more health conscious and want to read your labels and want to be more local with your food. Try to get your food from more local markets, which in today's society, I mean, unfortunately, a lot of people can't do that because it's just so expensive now for food. I mean, it's I don't know how really old this book is, but at least nowadays, like, food has really skyrocketed, and just to eat healthy is you'll go broke just trying to have a decent meal. So in a way, this book is kind of depressing, but it is kind of like I said before, kind of a wake-up call, and it will make you more aware of your food and where you buy it and what's in it. It's written well. Like I said, I don't know what the difference is between like the young adult version and the actual adult version. I've read that the adult version is boring, but this does, it breaks things down for kids on more of a kid level, I guess, so they can understand it. It didn't seem like they were talking down to me that much, but I mean, I enjoyed it. I got quite a bit from it, so I would recommend reading this as well. Another nonfiction book that I finished this December was Bad Blood, Secrets and Lies in a Silicon Valley Startup by John Carreyrou. This one took me by surprise. The story is wild. I didn't really know much about this news story. I guess I didn't really follow it when it first appeared in the news. The book is about Elizabeth Holmes and her stooge, Sonny Belwani. Elizabeth Holmes was CEO of this startup tech company from Silicon Valley called Theranos. It was this company that was supposedly invented this product where you could just prick your finger and it would take your a blood, pretty much be a blood test with just a prick of a finger, and that's what she was trying to sell. You wouldn't have to like go in and have your blood tested and have a big needle injected or anything. I guess she was afraid of needles, and she sold this as you'll never have to have a needle ever again to test your blood. You can do it at home and send it to your doctor through the internet, and which is a great idea. Like in theory, that's a wonderful idea. If you could do that, you would be a millionaire, a billionaire. But she fudged numbers, and she told lies, and she never really produced what she promised, and she lied to get money, pretty much. And it's bad when like a CEO says she pretty much just is doing this for money. Like she drops out of college, tells her father, "I just want to make money," and yeah, she's crooked as all hell, and she built this company on lies, and it was dangerous because she was like the readings that this thing gave were not accurate at all, and she was telling people that this thing was accurate. She has ended up in jail along with her stooge, Sonny Belwani, who was like the book kind of framed him as like almost like a sidekick, like kind of like a bouncer for Elizabeth Holmes, and the author does such a great job at telling the story of Theranos, and people that worked there did not last there for very long. If they disagreed with Elizabeth, she got defensive right away. She got angry. She wanted revenge. She wanted non-disclosure agreements all the time, and she wanted to hold on to her secrets, and which she pretty much just used other companies' products and kind of passed them off as her own. And God, it's a great story. It'll make you angry, but there's a good payoff at the end. But the author is great throughout the book. Most of the book is told in third person until like 3/4 of the way through, and he switches to first person where he actually gets involved. He's like investigatory journalist, and he's actually involved. Believe he's from the Wall Street Journal, and he was involved in breaking the story, and it's just so interesting. It's the book has been known as like stranger than fiction sort of thing, and it really was. I loved it. It was a great book, and if you love tales of corruption, this is the one for you. And the last book that I read this year was The Wright Brothers. I finished this just a couple days ago. The Wright Brothers by David McCullough. He's written a lot of non-fiction books, and he's kind of known as the non-fiction guy. I think he did one on one of the one of the presidents, John Adams or someone, maybe. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, it's pretty much about the Wright brothers from their days in Dayton with in their bicycle shop to going to France and showing off their airplanes, and it goes right up to their death. And I mean, if you're interested at all in the Wright brothers, I mean, this is probably the definitive book to read. I am very interested in that time period, so I enjoyed reading it, and I didn't see anything wrong with it. I actually listened to this as an audiobook, and it was read by the author, which can be hit or miss. I mean, the author did an all right job, but I wouldn't exactly recommend listening to the audiobook. If you want to get the physical copy, that's probably the best way to do it. But yeah, I've found everything interesting. Maybe one of the slightly negative things about the book is he seems to really praise the Wright brothers. He puts them in a very positive light. I don't know if there was, I don't know really how deeply he dug into their lives, but there's, according to this author, there's not much dirt on the Wright brothers, but I'm not saying that all nonfiction books should be digging up dirt on historical figures or anything. But this was a very positive look on the brothers, and which I think they deserve. They're a major part of history, and I am glad that I know more about them from reading this book. And that's the 7 that I finished this month. I got a little stack going on here, as you can see. They're big boys, most of them. I'm going to do a little bit of show and tell just to let you know what I've been reading and still have to read. I'll probably finish these in next year. So I just started reading this one because I got it for Christmas. My partner got this for me for Christmas. It is Good Game, No Rematch by Mike Drucker. A Life Made of Video Games. This is kind of a collection of essays about his life. It's pretty funny. It's depressing in parts, but I'm liking it so far. Very light reading. It's 300 pages. It goes through him and his family and how they all relate to video games. So I am really into video games, so I'm enjoying this one. So if you're into video games, give this one a shot. I'm not done with it yet. I don't think I'm even a quarter of the way through, but I'm enjoying it. It's funny. And all right, now on to the big ones. I have read the other books from Will Durant. This is the 4th one, The Age of Faith. And this one goes through the Middle Ages, is very detailed. This is a pretty old book. I think it's from the 50s, so I don't know if anything has really changed from this book or how accurate it is. It seems pretty accurate, I mean, for the time. And it, like I said, it's pretty in-depth. I'm enjoying it. I've been listening to the audiobook while reading this, which I think is probably the best way to experience this book. This is from the library. As you can see, it's got the old card, the old due date card. It's even got one in here. It was last checked out, at least on the card, June 12th of 91. So they still had the due date card thingies in 91. And yeah, I actually really enjoy Will Durant's books. I'm hoping that they're still accurate. So, hoping to finish this in January of next year. And then, of course, I am making my way through Brandon Sanderson's Words of Radiance. I'm not the biggest Brandon Sanderson fan. I mean, his books, they're good. Like, they're long. The characters are always good. They're interesting. Each character is different, which is cool. I mean, I can't say too much bad about him, other than seems like the dude poops out books like crazy. But yeah, I'm enjoying it, and I don't know. I don't think I'll be doing like a review or anything. I'm not like super crazy. Like I said, I'm not super crazy about Brandon Sanderson books. Fantasy isn't really my my favorite genre. I couldn't really tell you what my favorite genre is. Yeah, so this will probably take me till next December to read. But yeah, I got one more book that I'm reading. This one I'm actually just listening to, After Virtue by Alice Adair McIntyre. This book is it's a philosophy book. I believe it's from the 80s, but it reads like it's from the 50s. Very dense, a lot of $10, $5 words, or is it $10 words? One of those $5, $10, $7 words. A lot of times I speed up the audio, but on this one I keep it on the 1x speed, because if I had it any faster, I don't think anything would get through. So it's pretty much about whether morality can be an objective thing. I don't think too much is sinking in. I'm trying to parse as much of it as I can, but I'm not too worried about getting a lot of the details. I just want to get the broad stroke of it. And I kind of wish that more philosophy books would do that, instead of just throwing terms out there and just using like really fancy words. If any of you know any of philosophy books that kind of dumb it down for the normal person, let me know. I'd be interested in knowing some philosophy books that for the normal Joe that didn't go to college for 10 years. So it is definitely, you can smell the leather patches on the elbows in this book. But yeah, I'm trying to endure it. I wouldn't say it's a bad book. I'm not gonna say it's bad just because I don't really understand a lot of it. But I think it's good to read a book even if you don't fully understand it. At least you can get something from it. And yeah, I have no qualms with just listening to it and picking out certain things. And yeah, I wouldn't say I'm enjoying it. I think I'm getting a few things from it, but yeah. So yeah, I think that's it for this meandering video. Thank you so much for putting up with me for however long this video has taken. The next video will probably be about the first 10 books I want to read in 2026. So hopefully you'll stay tuned for that. Once again, thank you so much. Like, subscribe, all that good garbage. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.